Krakatoa. Because they were 75.
Oh, it's on me.
82.
Hey, put it on you guys.
But I should be able to get at least some in there to fill that quarter gap. So okay. It'll look nice.
It's a nice draw for how hard that cut was. I was a little worried for a second.
How you guys doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
I feel a little beat up.
I feel it.
I'm not feeling beat up for the first time in 8 weeks.
Well, fuck you then.
Yeah.
Guess what? You can do the show by yourself. Let's
And
go,
I got
Kevin.
and I got 2 days off.
Oh, you got 2 days off? Nice.
Maybe I'll probably have to go in at some point.
Probably. Only for a couple hours, though?
I'm thinking some stuff's gonna come up tomorrow that I have to deal with.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, just for a couple hours probably.
At least it's only a couple hours.
Yeah. Are we live?
Yeah.
How does this
We're
look?
on
Are we
TV.
happy with this?
It looks okay to me.
Is it in focus? Why does it look slightly out of focus to me? I thought I focused that well.
Did you?
Yeah,
Well, maybe because it's the focal plane.
maybe. Are we in a different position?
Oh.
He's a little higher up than you are.
Nope. I think it's just slightly out of focus.
Oh.
I'll get up and change it while I light my cigar.
At some point.
I'll do it right now.
Oh. Check Kevin's too. Kevin, go to you.
Mine doesn't look too bad. I'm blocking the sign, of course. Look at that. Here, I'll scoot over a bit. Maybe that works. Says no such meeting. That's cool.
Tell him to learn how to type. Hmm.
Yep.
You have to wait 10 seconds.
Yep. And you guys' looks... I feel like it's focused in on the signs more. Anyways, what have you been up to, Casey?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Work.
Sleeping?
Trying.
Mask still working?
Huh?
Mask still working?
Yeah, the mask is working.
You just got to remember to use it?
I've been using it.
Mm.
Blood sugar's been a little high.
You eating more sweets?
No.
It's just doing its thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been touching the sweets really.
Oh, that's good.
So
We got those other dyes in for the patches.
Mhm.
I was also looking at doing koozies because I found some. I was thinking about doing a patch on the front and the back.
beer koozies.
Beer koozies, and then we could have that as merch in here too.
Beer.
I figured that'd be kind of
koozies
cool.
for all the beer that we drank.
We have a bunch of customers that come in. You never know.
Nothing says good PR like a beer koozie.
Look, Josephus all game for it. I guarantee it.
Yeah, he strikes me as a guy who drinks beers.
I don't think we're using patches for koozies. I think we're just gonna get them like screen printed or whatever, right?
No, he wants to make leather
Knock
koozies.
it off.
I already got them, and not leather koozies, but they're regular koozies, and I just put a patch on them. I figured that's what I could use the brown ones for that I have left that we're not going to use.
That's true. Those koozies, those patches do stick to just about anything,
And sometimes they stick really well.
and sometimes not so much.
I don't know what the difference is.
I guess I'll let him in now.
What are you guys smoking?
I
before
think
camera gets
the
here?
difference is.
He made it in.
Oh, that's a shame. Oops, is this microphone live?
Can you hear us?
GHB is good for sleep. Casey?
I can't hear him.
What is GHB?
Josephus doesn't drink beer.
No?
Look, you guys completely fucking misalcoholed him.
Listen, I assumed, and it made a
No,
jackass.
no.
Oh, moonshine. He could put his moonshine flask in there.
Yee, yee.
All right, Lane, there you go. It's full screened on him.
Oh.
But
Oh,
I can't
Cameron?
hear him.
I can't hear him either.
Neither can I.
Let me see. Let me see if I can adjust it.
That's good. I have news for Cameron. It's terrifying news, but it's news.
But it's
What? Wait, what? While you guys figure this
some
shit out,
news.
what are you smoking?
Finishing a Dark Star.
I haven't started yet.
Oh, you're having a Rocky night?
Yeah.
Dark Star
Rocky
to an
Patel.
Edge Battalion.
Edge Battalion, Dark Star, Rocky Road. You know, just it's all Rocky all the time.
No Rocky Road for you.
Rocky
Knock it
Road.
off.
You get that yogurt Rocky Road. It's good.
Kevin, what are you smoking?
That yogurt. I already said I haven't started yet.
Oh,
Kevin's not
that's just
smoking.
lame. I'm smoking an Illusion Original Documents Maduro. Finally, we have them back,
Big surprise you're smoking
right?
that.
It feels like a cigar shop again. We have, enough
hear
in the
Lane now.
humidor.
There you
Oh,
go.
there's a Bowman.
I had to unplug it and plug it back
Bowman,
in.
I have a bone to pick with you, sir.
Oh boy, here we go.
So, I got a notification today. So I've been putting up shorts on my TikTok feed. It's what the whole other camera's for, right? So I've been putting up shorts on my TikTok feed. And it doesn't tell you who's watching your videos. But if someone actually views your profile, you get a little notification. Such and such viewed your profile. And I got a
J-Bo?
notification today. And it's all Bowman $1. I was like, well, that's a little pretentious to be even for fucking Cameron. I was like, I wonder who this is. Holy shit, I've been found by the J-Bo.
Oh God, here we go. Wait till she sees the shorts. Oh man. Oh boy, you better up the security in Bally's
Right.
coming soon.
Doors are locked.
Jesus.
Tools are strategically located. Things were done.
Oh man. What a nightmare. Well, hopefully she gets to see that she's finally become the famous woman she wants to be.
Yes. The most famous
guys-
iteration of the J-Bo, as it were.
Yeah, it's the one that's storied now. Did you see the chat from last week?
No, I heard it was fire, though. Oh, Josephus is smoking a brick house. Good cigar, Josephus. Casey will back me up on that.
Well, apparently
never
I was
heard of it.
fucking a monkey.
Yes. Yeah, I think there was some, I don't know, questionable activities happening in your part of the world, Cameron. So say the people not in your part of the world.
Yes. Well, I mean, those monkeys, they're hard to keep off your back.
Right? So what's going on? You don't have a Cambodian cigar yet. I'm imminently disappointed.
Yeah, I haven't been able to find it yet up here. It seems to be there's that, and then there's a Cambodian watch that's $76,000 that I'm having trouble finding.
Whoa.
What's the name of the cigar company? I bet I could contact him and be like, I own a cigar shop in the States. Talk to me. And I bet they would talk to me.
Yeah, let me look it up because I forgot.
Text it to me or something. We'll make that happen. Be like, listen,
supposed to be really
we
good.
stream a guy in from Cambodia who would like to smoke cigars. Can you
Yeah,
make
I
that
can get
happen for me?
sponsored. We
Yeah.
can get sponsored. Maybe. That'd be great.
I'll be the first sponsor.
Technically, with our license, we can import from anywhere.
Oh, nice.
Nice, and you can get that nice 49% tariff on it as well, or 35 now.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I saw we did a fantastic trade deal with Japan with a 15% reciprocal tariff.
have you seen that Thailand has said that they're not going to kowtow to Trump?
Yeah, I mean, okay, cool.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Like,
My question is this, it took us how long? Where it's now July, so it's taken us 7 months to work out a trade deal with one of the two most loyal nations to the United States on the planet. I have questions about how long it's going to take for the other countries to come around.
yeah, I think Thailand's kind of funny because it's in a bit of a pickle over here. I don't know if you know too much about what's happening on this side of the world with that.
Hardly anything, man. I barely know what's happening in this country at this point.
So Thailand and Cambodia, I've talked about it on the cast before. They've been in this border skirmish for, I don't know, 800 years. And
So almost as long as the Middle East.
almost, yeah, pretty much over this one temple.
Yeah.
It's mainly because over the last 250 years is mainly because the French are idiots and they drew a line wrong on the map.
I feel like
that
this
map-
is one of those situations, Cameron, where someone stuck their head up and went, wait, who owns that temple now? And everyone that's not Thailand and Cambodia went, why don't you just shut the fuck up?
Yeah, they're like, nobody cares.
Yeah.
But it's Cambodians. But
Well, I mean, they're
it's,
like, why did you start it? Like, no one had talked about this for at least 5 years. Why are you talking?
Well, so what happened now is they fucking the May 28th, the Thai military shot a Cambodian military like army like soldier and killed him. So Cambodia actually quite nicely came back and just they said, look, we're gonna stop importing oil from you until we have conversations about this. We need to talk about this, da 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 da. And then Thailand decided, they're like, no, we're gonna close the borders on you. Well, it's pretty well backfired on a massive scale. So here's what happens next is the Cambodia, which is now just has like 5 more places named UNESCO World Heritage Sites, decides to go to the Hague and say, hey, you guys decided on this in 2008 that this is our temple, and now they've killed somebody over it. We would like you to intervene. Thailand is like, no, we will only speak directly with Cambodia. We won't speak to the Hague. We don't believe in the Hague. You're nobody. We're Thailand. We can do whatever the hell we want. And then ASEAN comes in and says, okay, we want to help mitigate this situation that's going on. And Thailand says, no, we won't talk to ASEAN because the head of ASEAN, the current chair, is Cambodian, so there's no trust there.
You know why? You know why the Hague lost credibility? Yeah.
No.
Knows you know.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, he was on his way there. I remember that.
We need our world arbiter of justice.
And pangolins.
Nope.
And, yes. And protector of pangolins worldwide.
And Christian.
Christian, yes, I've finally found the right monkey for myself. Took me a while. But yeah. So
yes, of course there is, Josephus. Of course there is.
What happened next is
I want to go to
now,
that place.
Cambodia was like, all right, well, we'll just stop importing everything from Thailand completely. Within 2 days, Vietnam shows up at the table and is like, hey, we have every product that Thailand had, and we'll give you the best deal on earth. So now we get everything from Thailand, or from Vietnam, that we got from Thailand. Thailand has already lost 60 billion baht since May over this.
So
which
like
is
$100.
It's $2 billion.
Ooh.
So they've just over this border, they've lost $2 billion in trade, and now their government is in disarray. They made their prime minister step down because she released a phone call with the prime minister of Cambodia, the former prime minister Hun Sen.
Oh, was she at that
And,
Coldplay concert? Oh, damn.
Yeah, for real. I guess we can talk about real politics. I didn't think about that. But yeah, so. But it is funny to see the Thais just completely fucking be a snake eating its own tail. I'm not gonna lie. This is my fuck DJ Khalid and fuck
Oh my
Thailand
God,
segment.
no, Cameron! Like we should have had. We desperately needed some planning for celebrity golf because underground, not in the tournament, DJ Khaled is here for celebrity golf like every year.
Oh fuck. Dude, do you know how great that would have been for you to invite him on the podcast and me just be like, hey, so representing every other DJ in the world, fuck you. And just having, because he's like, do you know the reason why I hate him?
Mm-mm. I do not.
It's very simple. Have you ever seen the show Hot Ones?
No.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
It's
What
a
did
Hot
you
Wings.
think the answer? Oh, the Hot Wings show.
Yeah.
I've seen brief YouTube clips of it.
So he got to wing number 3 and proceeded to bitch out, completely cuss out Sean, the guy who leads the show, and fuck off. So
Like,
he is
wait,
the
hold
biggest
on.
pussy of all time.
Right, because what did you think was going to happen on that? Like, were you unsure? Like, they're not really hot. It's all an act for TV. Like, this is just entirely contrived for the purpose of, like, street cred for celebrities. No. Like, you're going to sweat and cry, man. Like, it's going to happen.
Yeah, like just actually watch and see. The best people that have ever done it are like Vince Vaughn, doesn't even break a sweat. He's just like, yeah, whatever. This is great.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, that's the reason I hate him is because he's a bitch with hot wings.
I want to
He
see
can't
you on hot ones because you're going to get to the last one, right? Your throat's going to be closing up. You're probably going to be having an allergic reaction. You're going to be laughing and crying at the same time. And they're like, "Are you okay?" And you're like, "I'm fine." No, it's I'm fine. Like, it's just what happens, man. It's totally fine.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I think we could have, dude, you and I on hot ones as getting interviewed would be hilarious, bro. The other person, because then we'd end up doing a callback where we have to bring on the rest of the crew and Holdren.
Yeah. I mean, Holdren wouldn't make it to Wing 2.
So I've done so before the hot ones was a thing, there was a Greek restaurant in Tahoe that did a ghost pepper hot wing.
Yeah, Artemis.
Yeah, Artemis. And Mark and I went down there with Holdren and we got the five order of it. And Mark just, of course, he's Mark. He just ate them like they were nothing, and he's just like, mm-hmm.
It really didn't matter what pain he was in. He's like,
yeah,
it's just pain, man.
Yeah. And he's just like, yep, those are good.
I feel like
pretty hot.
He could, like, he's the dude that in real life, all seriousness, could look at you and go, "Pain don't hurt." Like,
yeah,
shit.
Yeah, he'd just be like, yeah, it doesn't really hurt, man.
Yeah.
And you'd just be like, I've had that moment where I'm punching him in the face, and I'm like, this isn't even hurting him.
You're like,
what the fuck?
This is tragic for me.
Well, it's like most people's dreams, where you're in a dream and you just keep trying to fight the beast, but you can't hurt it. That's like Mark in real life. But
Roadhouse has entered the chat.
Roadhouse. Oh, if I could only do the kick. But yeah, so he was actually in Tahoe, and I missed my chance to have a fucking.
Yes, 'twas here, sir.
It would be hilarious because I was gonna ask him to do a DJ scratch off because I have no idea how to scratch, and it would be hilarious.
Where's
just to
Junior
have
when you
gotten
need him?
Which Junior?
The one that did the scratch.
The one that. What do you
Dude,
mean?
you would be walking down the hall and you would hear it from Nero's, and everyone would stop and do the scratch.
Yeah. Oh God, the same exact scratch every single time, same beat.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, I blissfully put that out of my memory lane.
Not anymore, man. You're gonna hear that scratch in your nightmares, buddy.
Oh,
You're gonna
Khalid.
accidentally do a scratch that comes too close to that, and you're gonna feel bad. You're gonna feel like less of a Bowman.
No, I'll feel great because he'll be like, "What the fuck was that?" And I'll be like, "I have free real estate in your brain forever now, bitch."
Yes, Travis and Jason did gamble here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
They got out and about after, like, basically Sunday night. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
after the tournament, they got a little squirrely.
Oh, really?
Yeah, after T Swift departed.
Oh man, T Swift. Yeah, everybody over in the rest of the world, that was all they talked about from celebrity golf.
Listen,
And
probably
Aaron Rodgers
probably
not
great
signing an
for
autograph.
us. Yeah, well, it's because he's a schmuck.
Yeah, he seems like it.
Did I say that aloud? I'm sorry. I should have
Yeah, I
dumped
mean, he
my
was
nachos
like
on him when I had a chance.
Yeah, but you didn't.
That would have been
You
good.
let us down.
I know I did. I'm sorry. It was really a short-sighted move on my part. I reflexively pulled back the nachos.
He didn't want to lose the nachos. They were good.
They weren't that good.
The nachos were too good for. You should have saved them for Khalid's face. I call him Khalid on purpose, by the way. No, that's not his name.
You should have just walked around wearing a beanie, because when you wear a beanie, you do kind of look like Aaron Rodgers.
Dude,
You should have just gone around signing autographs for him.
in like my early 20s, I think, Cameron, you were you at Artie with me when there was like the group of girls that was convinced I was Aaron Rodgers? I'm like, I'm really not.
Oh yeah, I was. That actually happened to you quite a bit in the beginning.
Yeah.
When he first got on a team, yeah, when he just took over for Favre.
Mm-hmm. For Fabry?
Yeah, God, yeah, I remember those days. That was fucking when Brett went over to the Vikings and what was his name was fucking Crush, the guy who used to work at the cigar shop, Chris.
Yeah.
because he looked like his retarded half brother or something.
Oh my god.
No.
We don't have the Leaf by Oscar right now, but we are going to get the new ones just to try them for you, Josephus. Also because we like the Amazon Basin. Those are amazing cigars.
Yeah, they
And
are.
the Leafs are pretty good too, though.
Yeah, but the new Leaf.
Yeah, the new broadleaf.
Yeah. Cool.
I have to find it.
So we're through celebrity
like
golf.
our-
We're through 4th of July.
Thank
Now it's just the world falling apart
Thank
as per usual.
God.
I wasn't on a part of the 4th of July because I was fucking an idiot and completely got double booked. But yeah, the 4th of July here was hilarious.
Why would you have a 4th of July party there?
Yeah.
It was all the Brits and Canadians that are here through it.
Why would the wait? Hold
because-
on. Why would the Brits be celebrating the 4th of July?
Because their whole thing is that they're celebrating the fall of America now.
I mean, I think that's a mistake.
No, I don't think we're
Yeah,
gonna
so
fall
that
anytime
was
soon.
that was the multiple parties that were thrown around here, were Brits and Canadians and other countries celebrating the fact that America has fallen. That's what everybody's saying.
We just there's a
You know,
great.
I was talking to George about this. I don't think the world realizes just how nice we really are. Like,
Well, we didn't have to give the world back when we took it.
no, it's not that- like let's think about this for a minute. Everyone thinks that they can just like call us names, whatever. We're nice about it on a large scale. Because the last time we weren't nice about it, we tried to flatten Japan.
Well,
Let's be clear. We are like you can call us names, you can do shit. We're like, no, okay, it's whatever. Even more recently, like that Iran thing. Like, I'm sure we made some phone calls before we decided to be like, let's just turn the dial to 3 real quick and see where this goes. Like we made some phone calls, we're like, hey, knock it off. And they were like, nah, you're not going to do anything. And we're like, all right, call him back tomorrow. Call him back the next day. Hey, knock it off. They're like, no, fuck you. We're like, okay, now we're going to have a meeting. And everybody in the meeting was like, what should we do about this? And somebody was like, slap him with sanctions. They're like, get that man out of the room. What else should we do? Somebody was like, well, we could blow him up. They were like, no, get that man out of the room too. That's too much.
Listen, everyone knows the secret now. Just stay away from the boats.
No, because they didn't touch boats.
That's what I'm saying.
Touching boats, automatic 7 on the dial. Okay, talking shit, being a dick gets you to 3,
But everyone-
maybe 4.
Everyone knows that now. Like, just don't touch the boats.
Yeah, touching boats, automatic 7, maybe an 8.
Wait, did you guys see the TikTok I sent you?
I did look at them. Yeah.
I watched it. Yeah,
The $18 billion.
Oh yeah. So we just launched another aircraft carrier, the 12th of the 17 that are coming. Mm-hmm. It's the same class as the Gerald R. Ford.
Yeah.
I was
Didn't
like, what do we do with that? Topple nations.
level.
Well, that
everything.
doesn't sound very nice. So this is, well, we don't have to. So
We don't.
So this is going to be, how many people are on this boat? Thousands.
many.
Thousands of well-trained, disciplined, no, 18 to 25-year-old functional alcoholics. Well, we're going to train some of them to make Starbucks.
I finally watched Vice.
Which one? What's Vice?
With Christian Bale playing Dick Cheney.
Oh, Vice. Yeah. What'd you think?
Fuck, dude. Well, we were talking about on a podcast in the past. We were talking about what makes a good villain, and it's like Jesus.
Yeah, but
It's like
turns out Dick Cheney makes a good villain.
Yeah, real
Yeah,
life Dick
and
Cheney.
Christian Bale fucking played him out perfectly. Like,
No, he did a great job.
and then they have like, if you wouldn't believe it was real, it's like they have like the little thing about him that's a good thing, which is his daughter's a lesbian, and he's like trying to protect her and shit. And you're like, that can't be real. Dick Cheney never cared about anything, and then you're like, God damn it, he did. Fuck. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was a hell of a movie. I wish there was a bit more screen time with Sam Rockwell.
Right? Turns out Dick Cheney is just a character from Fast and Furious. Family.
Do we have ads now?
Do we? I don't think so.
Why?
I just saw one pop up on the.
Oh no, that's Kevin.
That's probably me.
Oh, that's.
Oh yeah. No, we don't have. Kevin's going through his cigars. They're popping up on your screen.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
He's going through his cigars for later.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we all know
was
them now.
It was behind us. I was like, what the hell is that? I know what it
It's
was.
the hand dryer.
Yeah, it's the Dyson.
The Dyson.
So did
The
you guys
world's-
end up with any cool celebrity shit happening in there? Or?
No, we had one guy come in a couple times. Skater guy.
Jason Ellis.
Really
Oh,
friendly.
Jason Ellis is good.
Yeah, super friendly.
Yeah, he was
Pretty
doing,
quiet.
He was doing a comedy set.
Was he?
Yeah, that's why he was
Okay.
here.
I didn't know he was a comedian too.
Well, neither does he.
That was it. We had a bunch of friends of celebrities. We didn't have any celebrities.
And
Celebrity
runners.
adjacents.
What's that?
Wait, runners.
Yeah, and runners. We had guys coming in and grabbing stuff from us, which has become tradition at this point. They just come over and buy stock and then leave.
Yeah. Well, I mean, was it busy in the shop?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
a
yeah.
great week for us. In
Busy.
fact, 4th of July last week and this week was pretty good too. We're knocking out a park right now. No Tony Hawk, Christian. Sorry. I don't know what to say about that. No Tony Hawk.
Well, I know. By the way, Christian, I'm glad that Ben Askren, our man, he pulled through. That's pretty crazy. What a tough son of a bitch that guy is. Double lung transplant. Wow.
All right, so here's the question. Christian's in the chat, so he can get after this a little bit.
Is this a Texas question?
If you had to draw an analogy between our current political situation and Office Space, who would be who?
America is the copy machine.
That's probably the cleanest part of the analogy, period. But like, clearly both sides think they're the main character, yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that's wrong. The Republicans are lumbered,
yeah.
and the Democrats,
Are the stapler guy?
no.
Oh.
It's the Freds. Are they the Freds?
Yeah.
The two guys?
Yeah. Okay.
Like they're paying attention to completely superfluous shit. Mm-hmm. Like, what was the singer the guy was named after in that interview?
Isn't Michael Bolton?
Michael Bolton.
Yeah.
Well, I really celebrate his entire catalog. Oh well, yeah, obviously that makes sense. Yeah. Oh no, we think he's going a long ways. And then the stapler guy, they're like, well, we're just gonna not pay him. We think it's gonna sort itself out. This feels like the Democratic Party.
Fair.
And the Republicans are 100% lumbered.
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to work Saturday.
Yep.
I do like that one meme. I don't even know the one like video that it's like AI generated and it's like the gorilla and his boss is like, I'm gonna need you to work the weekend. He's like, yeah, that's fine. I can come on the weekend. He goes, but traffic's pretty bad. I'm gonna be a little late. He's like, so when are you gonna be here? Monday.
But yeah, no, America is definitely the copy machine.
Netanyahu is the neighbor. I like that.
Yeah. Yes. True.
Well, it was funny is I remember literally working for a guy named Loberg, and he was definitely kind of similar in a lot of ways. Aside from the like, Loberg had his own catchphrases, but he was very, you got to work on the. I love that shit. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to work on the weekend.
JD Vance jumps to conclusions. I feel like the extreme left is the restaurant. But, 6 pieces of flair is the minimum. But we're not telling you can't wear more than that.
That's true. That's very
Like,
true.
if that's not virtue signaling, I don't know what is. I don't know why I was thinking about this today, but I was thinking about this today.
Yeah, no, it's a good movie.
And also, the main character. Has no one paid attention? Like, he's basically a degenerate, right?
100%.
Like, he's trying to milk the company for dollars that he doesn't want to earn.
He does.
Because he's miserable, and he just needs to go somewhere else, but he can't admit it.
But he does admit it in that when they talk about
When
it.
he finally goes to
Yeah.
work construction.
Yeah, and he's like, I just sit here for do some work for 15 minutes and I just doze off for
I literally
4
just do
hours.
enough not to get fired. like, what's your incentive to do? Like, I have no incentive to do anything right. I have 7 bosses.
I still need to get around to making that, sort of finishing the movie that Morgan and I started on movie theaters, dude. The shit that went on there was fucking ridiculous.
I mean, that legitimately could be the next Kitchen Confidential.
Oh yeah, I mean it was like, I mean there was just moments where there's like, for instance, just letting somebody steal, like 10 different people, just letting them fucking steal just enough, right? To where they first start off, you know, they're stealing $5 and then nothing happens. Nobody says anything, and then they steal 10, and then nothing happens. Nobody says anything, and then they're stealing 100, and then we wait until they're cooked up to about 300-400, and we got about 10 of them running. And of course, the rest of us on the other side, we're taking about 20,000.
I mean,
it's like, which fall guy do we want?
I still remember the story, Cameron, of the collecting and washing of soda cups.
Oh, that's my favorite, bro. That's so. I'll never forget that shit. So Loberg comes in and he's like, calls a meeting with Morgan and me. I'm not the funny weird part about my character is I'm very similar to Dick Cheney and you know, and very similar to Vice, is that I'm not the president, but I'm basically the president. So I have to be in all these meetings, and I'm running the show realistically, all doing all the dirty business, making sure that, you know, things get done. And so I get the call, and Loberg's like, yeah, well, corporate's coming down tomorrow, and there's a $10,000 inventory shortage. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, why am I here? I'm in for projection. He's like, because you're going to fix this. And I was like, what? He's like, I don't know how, but you and your team are going to fix this. And I'm like, Jesus. All right. So I go to Morgan with Morgan, and we walk out, and he was like, I hope you're ready. I'm like, for what? And he was like, we're going diving. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? He's like, you guys start with the dumpster. And I'm like, what? So there's this giant dumpster that's like, you know, a full semi truck that's out back, and it's just loaded down with black bags shoved full of popcorn buckets and cups, right? So we've got to jump in this motherfucker and like throw them out, sort through them, find ones that aren't crushed too much, that kind of shit. If they are, then you throw them back. It's like catch and release fishing for most of it. You know, they're too small. This one's too small. Throw it back. Throw it back. That's for Kevin. And you know, then finally you get the big ones. And then I remember I got this one cup. It was an extra large, and there was I poured out what was left of the Coke in it, and there was like a big thick rim of like chew around the bottom.
Oh yeah.
And I just looked at Morgan, and I was like, what do I do with this one? And he was like, make sure you serve a Coke.
Yeah.
And with that, we designated Coke only one. So to the far right is the Coke only large Cokes and medium Cokes and that. And then we're washing out popcorn buckets, dude. Oh, we were saving popcorn out of the trash. It was an epic. It was about 14 hours straight of just washing cups, and then we were putting them in the popcorn warmer to dry them off, so that they would be ready for the next day. And by God, man, by the next day, it was we were $1,100 in the plus on inventory.
That's disgusting.
Turns out they don't
So
open
gross.
boxes.
It's so
also,
nasty.
they don't really open the boxes. They'll like open it and look at it, but it's not like they're gonna go through each individual cup.
Oh my God, that's so gross.
Wow.
But then after that point, well, then we're like, well, why stop there?
Oh yeah, no. Now it becomes an enterprise.
Yeah, dude, that movie's gonna be ridiculously funny. At some point, just got to get photography out of the way.
I'll never drink from a cup.
You're gonna have
theaters
have a
again.
hard time not selling that movie to Quentin Tarantino, Cameron.
That could be his final one, dude.
I mean, he owns a theater. He's seen shenanigans. He's been around the movie world. Like, he knows the business for sure.
God, that would be amazing if it was the final film from Quentin Tarantino. But as a producer, what he would do, he wouldn't do as a director. He'd do it as a producer.
You'd have to find out. You'd have to find out what sap got the Hulk.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like, it would have to be a real scene. Like, you could change just a couple letters of their name, but use the actual theater.
Dude, well, the theater's gone, so the whole company's gone. So I don't have any. That's good.
No,
for
the
me,
theater
but-
it went to. Like, you would have to have a
I'd
cut
love to-
scene of the Hulk showing up at whatever the next theater was.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, it probably would have been like a fucking diamond nickel house down in fucking somewhere in Vegas. Usually it would be where it would go afterwards. Just imagine the look on the projection of his face. So for the people in the chat that don't know what Lane's talking about, it was when you have a 35 millimeter film, you've got to build it onto a platter, one reel at a time, right? And then you have to pull it all apart and put it back one reel at a time. Well, I had done that so many times for this fucking shitty Eric Bana Hulk movie, which was 16 fucking reels or something. Retarded. It was like, this print weighed like 215 pounds, so you couldn't move it because the clamps wouldn't fit on it.
So you had to break it down.
I had to break it down every fucking time and move it. And it's its last day, its last screening is over. It's done. The Hulk is finally gone. I'm going to be able to break it down, get it done. It's like 9:30. I should have it done by 11:30. I don't know why I just suddenly sounded like Trump for a second. Yeah. And 9:30. I'm going to be out of here by 11. And I'm all stoked. Then Cheyenne, the diversity and inclusion hire, believe it or not, that was going on in the early 2000s. And she, instead of threading the other film, threaded the Hulk. And so I'm up front and I'm doing my usual stuff. It's a Thursday night.
And someone panics.
Well, so all of a sudden somebody comes out and they're like, excuse me? Yeah. But the movie that's playing isn't the movie that we're supposed to be watching. And I'm like, what? I'm sorry. What movie is it? And they're like, I don't know, but it's like Eric Bana or something. And I'm like, oh, fuck me, dude. Bitch. Like, no. You know? No. So I go up there and I'm like, Cheyenne's just standing there looking at it like this, dude. She's just like, mouth hanging wide open. She looks at me and she's like, what do I do? And I'm like, what the fuck
what
do you
do I
mean,
do?
What do you do? Stop the fucking movie. Like, Jesus. So I go over and I stop the movie, right? I stop the movie and then, like, everybody claps, of course, because thank fuck they
don't have to watch Eric Bana.
For those of you who don't know, one of the worst parts about that Hulk version is the first 20 minutes. So these poor people have been subjected to the absolute worst of the shit that is in the movie. They're just like, what is this movie about? What's going on? I don't even understand. There's so many like character introductions, and you're just like, I'm lost. But anyway, so I fucking stop the movie, pull it down, put it on, and then I put on the next movie, right? The movie that's supposed to go on. So now that one's late, which is going to keep me late. Now I'm looking at this print. Now, usually a print for me takes about 15 to 20 minutes to break down. The Hulk takes me about an hour and a half because it's that much longer than every other movie. And so I'm looking at this fucking steaming pile of shit, man. And I'm like, you know what? I hate the fucking director. I hate the producers. I hate the character. I hate Spike Lee. Or Sam Lee. Sorry, whatever his name is. The Lee guy. Mm-hmm. What's the Lee guy? Comic Lee guy? Stanley. Spike Lee, yeah. This is the Black Stanley. But I'm like, I hate him. I hate all the characters. I hate everything that has to do with fucking anything that has to do with Marvel. I take this motherfucker. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to take it one reel at a time and just slide it off. And it just comes off. Once it's not together, it like flops around like a hooker having a fucking heart attack. And you take that and you shove it into I just shoved it into the cans. And just like folds upon folds of film. And I'm like hammering the cans in. Like I have a hammer up there. I'm fucking hitting it in and like trying to get it to close. It finally closes. I get one of them done. There's 3 of them. And then I'm like so livid at this thing that there's a rooftop at the horizon. Well, now I don't know what's it called now?
Golden Nugget.
At the Golden Nugget. Sorry, Fertitta Brothers, but this is the history of the building you've got. And it's like there's a ladder that you have to climb that is quite precarious to get to the roof, but you can get there.
You got to dodge the ghosts too.
Oh yeah, dude, the ghosts. Oh my God, so many of those as well. All the hookers and shit that killed themselves up in those. Oh man, and all the showgirls that hung themselves. They literally scratched their names in my office. My office has hookers' names. Like I couldn't hang out anymore. I couldn't do it. I thought this was going to be show business, and then they hung themselves right in front of my office before I was ever around, of course. And so I'm climbing this precarious ladder like something out of the fucking sewers and up to the rooftop. And I did it 3 times. That's how much I hated this fucking movie. It's like it takes like 20 minutes to get up to the top. So I get to the top with all 3 cans. I'm up there. I light a cigarette, drinking a beer. I hate this movie so much, and I just take it and I do like the fucking pole vault thing or whatever, the shot put thing where you spin around and then fucking huck it.
Discus.
And I just throw it off the top of the horizon, man, and watch this thing just smash. And one thing I do have to say is whoever builds those film cans,
They're
God bless them.
solid.
It has to be the same people that build ammunition like crates for the military, because I don't know how they didn't bust open. We're talking about like 60 pounds of film flying from fucking 30 stories or 15 stories or whatever it is. And yeah, so whoever got that next, sorry about that.
No, you're
I'm
not.
sorry.
You know, I bet we could put something out. Like, were you a projectionist in the early 2000s? Did you
during
once
time of
receive
the
a
Hulk.
print of the Hulk that was a tragic disaster? We'd like to talk to you.
We'd like to introduce you to input name.
Yeah, and then fucking that introduce you to Cam Poison.
We could
And
actually
then here
use
I
we
am.
could actually use the guy or girl and just de-age them, and have
yeah,
them
that's
receive
right.
the film, and then
Oh,
cry.
that'd be so good. Oh, they would love it. Oh man, I mean, I ended up, you know, it's that inner life karma situation. I ended up at a later point getting it. That shit happened to me later. I opened a can of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and oh my god.
Yeah, someone hated that just as much as you hated the Hulk.
Oh, now worse, man. They took like a razor and ran it down the middle of like 3 of the reels, split it completely in half.
Oh.
So I had to take splicing tape and then just run it all the way up 3. I had to restore the print because it was a classic print, and so I ended up in the booth for like 18 hours or something. I think you were actually around.
I was around for that.
period.
Yeah.
Oh boy, the good times, huh? But
So
yeah, that
this
was
needs
the
to be a
Fremont.
cutout scene in the movie.
Yeah, later when I get it back, and I just open it, and I'm like, mother, I deserve it.
Yeah. Full on Brad Pitt, like on the roof when he's, you know, why didn't he
Reminiscing.
get hired? That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, the good old days of movie theaters. Now what would the person throw?
Literally nothing.
You know, there's.
The flash drive.
Yeah.
The whole unit.
I don't even think they flash drive that shit anymore, baby. They go direct, I think now.
Oh yeah, I think they do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
just provide them an
Starlink,
access
that shit.
code.
Yeah. Oh God, I remember when we had Spider-Man, whatever. I think it was, I
The
don't know,
Tobey
3,
Maguire
4.
one.
It was the Tobey Maguire one. It might have been the last one. I remember we had to build this fucking stupid, fucking
Cardboard.
like, it was like a. No, it was like with the fucking art class from the fucking Cal Poly. It was like one of the monsters in the thing, and then we had a fake Spider-Man that was supposed to show up, right? And it's the midnight screening. The theater's a 900-seat single screen theater. The line is around the block, all the way down the street to our other theater in the city. People were going nuts. Spider-Man doesn't show up, but there's a monster up there that I've had to have something to do with. And I'm fucking pissed off that I've had to make that whole thing happen. People are whining, complaining, whinging at me about where the fuck is Spider-Man. I'm like, well, I didn't book fucking Spider-Man. That was Heather. So I don't know where fucking Spider-Man is.
Oh,
and
God,
they're like, well,
Heather.
yeah, but yeah. They're like, well, you fix everything. And I'm like, all right, I fix everything. Thomas. And this kid's like, what? I'm like, go down to Costume Cult, which is right down the street, or Costume something. I'm like, go down there and buy a fucking Spider-Man costume. And he's like, oh, just shut up and go buy it. And he goes and he buys. Of course, they're open because it's a Spider-Man movie, so they've got Spider-Man costumes like a motherfucker. They're the only year-round Halloween store ever. And he goes down, buys a Spider-Man thing, comes back, and I'm like, great, good job, put it on. And he's like, what? Like, no, I'm not. I'm like, put it on.
Wasn't a
and get on the
question.
fucking roof.
Do work.
Put it on, get on the fucking roof. And the general manager of the Fremont, his name was Daryl. He was fucking cracking up in the background, just watching this whole thing go down. And I'm just like, get the fuck up there and be Spider-Man. And you better be a good fucking Spider-Man. You understand me? And so, of course, we call everybody from the other theater, everybody, all of his friends. We're like, in 30 minutes, Thomas is going to be up being Spider-Man, right? And so he's up on the fucking marquee, which is like up above, and we turn on the lights, and then he's there, and he's a little bit chubby, and so the Spider-Man shirt thing has come up a little bit, and his belly's hanging out.
Oh, no.
It was so good, dude. It was so good because all the kids are like, "That's not Spider-Man," and all the parents are like horrified. They're like, "Oh God, what are we gonna do?
How am I going to
now?"
explain this to Johnny?
Yeah, they're like, so everybody gets old, son. Spider-Man had to get a daytime job, you know? Like, oh my God.
This is your tragic future.
Oh man, this is where you will eventually be at Comic-Con, looking just like him. Oh, those were the days. Good old Thomas up there being Spider-Man.
This is. I feel like you've just talked through your first film, Cameron.
Maybe. At least I have it on transcripts. We'll have to find somebody who's willing to get behind us on it. That'd be I could easily film it here because the theaters I can rent here for cheap. So,
who's gonna play Loberg? Who's gonna play Morgan?
Clancy Brown.
Morgan would be hard. The only person I can think of to play Morgan would be Sam Jackson, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I could probably play Loberg, but I'd have to like.
No, you can't. You
It's Clancy Brown.
you have too much of a peak. You need like the even dulcet tones of Dave Loberg.
Oh yeah, he was very.
Come on, Clancy Brown.
I remember when he was fucking
Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, I mean, I remember he was very much like. There was a point where Brett Havlick was like, somebody had said that the masking, which is the thing that comes in and out when you change from flat to scope, which is your history lesson for the day. It was broken, and I said it was broken, fully broken, and Brett Havlick standing there with just Dave Loberg and myself, and he's like, "Well, I don't think it's broken." I'm like, "It is broken, sir." And he was like, "Well, all of these, all you have to do is you hit a release, and once you hit a release, then you can do it by hand." And I said, "Not this model, sir." And he said, "Okay, are you willing to stake Dave's job on it?" And I'm like, "Well, I literally said, I was like, well, that's fucked up."
Yeah.
And I look at Loberg, and Loberg just goes, "Well, Cameron, are you willing to stake my job on it?" And I'm like, "Yes, fuck yeah." So we go down, big old fat Brett Havlick. He had one of those big livers that was sticking out the side of his body that just looked like it was trying to escape on the right hand side, Like his gut was so huge, it was like magnanimous. It had to have been like 150 pounds, and it was just like the liver was just like trying to creep out like in the night, like, "Yo, I'm done, man." And so we go down, and he goes on, and he looks at the thing, and he kicks it. He yanks on it. And it's like 30 seconds, turns around. He's like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Cameron." He's like, "Give him a raise." And then he just walks off.
Yeah.
Okay. What a weird world. Yeah, so what else is going on up there, guys? What you smoking?
We went over this. Well, I don't know what Kevin's
didn't hear
smoking
it.
because he hadn't started because he was late.
I was doing stuff, making things
Jacking
happen.
off.
I'm smoking the Illusion Habano.
Oh, a good cigar. That was my first smoke of the night.
Yeah.
So, whiskeys, real fast. Whiskeys, because, topical, I suppose. First one, Bardstown Origin Series Wheated.
Not working with this cigar.
So this is the thing, right? This is my point of contention, is that weeders don't work with cigars. They just don't.
I mean, we've talked about this. I feel like it depends on
But
the
now-
weeder, too, though.
So, I don't believe I chose a weeder for the Mysteries whiskey. Doesn't feel like it. So we have Bardstown Weeder, 104 proof, 5 proof, something like that. Mystery whiskey, Larceny Barrel Proof, obviously a weeder. The C924, which is supposed to be pretty good.
That one tastes pretty good with this cigar, actually.
Yeah, I think the alcohol, the higher the proof, the alcohol hides a little bit.
Yeah.
But the middle one should come out as the clear winner, regardless of what it is, so long as it's not a weeder.
It could be. There's a weird taste to it
You think so?
with this cigar. It could be the Habano messing with it.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so, but maybe. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. $60 for the first one, $70 for the last one. Don't know in the middle. That's where we're at.
All right. I'm preferring the third one.
The larceny.
I don't know. I want to talk about work, but everyone that I work with has discovered that we have a podcast, so it's challenging.
Oh, our follower base is going to increase then. How'd you manage that?
One of the kids in the ice cream parlor found it first. I walked in one day and he goes, "You do a podcast?" It's like,
Shit.
No, we don't.
yes.
Mayhaps.
Is this a question?
Mayhaps.
He goes, "I found one of your clips." It's like, oh, shit.
Was it a good one? At least was it a good one?
Well, they found it first on TikTok, and then they found the podcast. They found the short, and then they.
I mean, what'd they think?
They're high school kids. Like,
Oh, fair.
They don't know anything
Yeah,
about
I was
it.
like, wait a minute.
Well, they need to
Our
listen to some of the
podcast
older
is
and stuff.
definitely age restricted. Like, how did you find it?
You know, they
I wish I had this separate camera for the Holdren story because that would be my most successful clip on TikTok, probably ever.
Fair.
Dude, I mean, so you're on TikTok now, finally, huh?
It would both be the genesis and the terminus of my TikTok fame.
True.
I mean, with way
The rise
videos,
and fall.
with the way videos go through TikTok, I mean, hopefully it helps boost the viewing on this.
9 years later, it pops up like, how is that still here? Such an amazing story, though.
Oh man, there's so many good ones. I mean, we haven't even touched the surface on those anyway. I mean, we should figure out how to get the snippets of those on TikTok, but they're so buried in the. I was trying to find them. I don't know.
Well,
where
it's
the hell
also
anything
really
is.
hard because most of them are this frame format, and TikTok is vertical. That's why I set up a
okay.
separate camera
Yeah.
because I got
Oh, so
tired.
you have a separate camera now?
Yeah, for TikTok I do. Just for shorts.
oh.
And for shorts on YouTube if Casey would ever get around to putting any of them up.
I know. I gotta put them up.
Yeah.
I know, Jed.
It's
I
on-
know. I'll
it's on-
get to it.
It's on my list.
Cameron, how is business at the Poorhouse Bar?
We opened. So they always just named it the Poorhouse now.
Yes.
We got our approvals from the government, so all our licenses are on the way. They've approved our name.
Dude, I'm going to be honest. When I saw your line in the chat, I didn't see your name. And I was like, what joke is Josephus making? Turns out that's real.
Sadness.
What is it? Which one?
Your like what beers you have.
Oh, yeah. No, it's real. Those are all real beers.
Yeah, no, I get that. But initially I didn't see your name. And I was like, what's the joke there? Oh, wait, that's actually Cameron just informing us what beers he carries.
Yeah, so we're actually going to open on the 2nd of August. So I have to get the sink installed today. The couple more some shelves installed. We just got a bunch of glassware yesterday. The Dark Side Light Stout, unfortunately, it just does not move. So, like we had it at the festival, and it just people tried it and nobody liked it. I like it a lot. It's
Dude, stouts
like
are a really hard sell.
Yeah, so what I've decided to do is, this was my idea with it, since I have 21 bottles of this stuff to move. I'm gonna do like a double size shot, and it'll be like, it'll be like basically a White Russian in some way, kind of, and like as a shot. I don't know. I'm coming up with ideas on how to move it as a cocktail, as an additive, essentially, as opposed to.
You know what? I have an idea for you.
I like it already.
I can tell you why most people don't like stouts. The biggest issue is they don't drink them all that often, and when it hits their stomach, it just turns everything sour.
Fair. So here's what I think you do, Cameron. You take the stouts, you open them, you let them go flat, and then you make a coffee vanilla stout simple syrup. You pre-batch it, throw in some vodka, pre-batch it as a Black Russian, and then you're going to use some sort of a heavy cream and a standard simple syrup. Shake it lightly, pour the cream in first, and then pour the batched Black Russian over the top of it. That's your White Russian.
That'd be interesting. That'd be good.
I think that'd be phenomenal. In fact, I'm going to try and make that now.
Yeah, so we open on the 2nd, and then we'll start doing the big shows again in like November, because it looks like Stanton Warrior Oakenfold's coming back.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I guess he enjoyed himself or whatever.
You going to get him to do a house show at the hostel?
I would love to, but I don't think he's. It depends on how. I think last time he was kind of. Seemed pretty unhappy with the management that he had around him. So he might, if he comes on his own, I think we can probably get him to do something like that.
Dude, I think as long as you can get through his management, you can get him to do something like that. He was super cool. I bet he'd be down for something like that.
He was really friendly with us, man. He was super cool. He was.
Find him a Japanese detox. Build one. Build one if you have to.
Yeah, we could probably make one for a short period of time. Mm-hmm. You know, like I think they have one here actually.
I'm telling you, he's in
detox. Really?
He said he knows where all of the ones that exist in the world are.
Wonder what a Japanese woman did to him in one of those.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because he goes as a couple.
Oh. Well, I mean,
yeah.
No couples ever do weird things together, do they?
No, Denunzio.
Oh, my. Pray tell.
Oh, dude, I was never, like, I just heard stories. It was one of those, like, oh, this is, oh, I didn't know that you guys did this.
Yeah.
They were like, we're going to a house party. I'm like, I am not going to that house party. Thank you very much.
Definitely the upside down pineapple people, for sure.
The upside down pineapple people? What the
I don't know. I'm lost.
For camping, it's loofahs. In the window, yeah.
Loofahs in the wild, yeah.
How do you two know this?
We learn a lot.
Well, look, we know a lot of useless information, okay?
About very questionable behavior.
Yeah, of course.
Turns out.
Why not?
What's the one at the Ren Fair, Kevin?
The one at the Ren Fair, I'm not 100% sure. I know a few. Casey, you know?
What?
The one at the Ren Fair?
What's the signal at the Ren Fair?
I don't know.
Is it just that you're at a Ren Fair?
Probably.
Pretty much, yeah.
I remember when I was like 15 and I was doing security for the Ren Fair because I looked like I was 30. Because I, for some reason, always looked like I was 30 until I was 30.
Josephus is on fire tonight. He's just getting after it.
You know, I like the people who are super nerds that go to Ren fairs. Those are my favorite.
Have you been to a
Do
Ren
other
Fair?
people go to Ren Fairs?
You never been where like the dude who dresses as Doctor Who walks around?
I had to work at one. Like the football team in high school was forced to volunteer.
Okay.
I've never
Well,
been
we
to
weren't
one.
forced. It was that, or we spent the day doing conditioning, and we were like, we'll go work the Ren Fair.
Yeah. You know, get a big old drum leg for turkey and watch some jousting.
But we weren't really but we did parking, so we weren't like they didn't let us too close.
Oh, that's
Is that what a Ren Fair is? Is
They were like, listen,
medieval?
normies.
yeah, it's the Renaissance Festival.
Okay,
You
got
know,
it.
But I like when the nerds show up at Renaissance festivals. It makes me happy for some reason.
Because they're actually putting that all into.
Like the last one that I legitimately remember too. I was like walking around. You know, we're just there because it's the thing to do in Tahoe, and I just was like looking around, and I just bumped into a dude wearing green overalls and a black vest, and I was like, no. Turns out full Stargate SG-1 costume, and I was like, that guy's my fucking hero.
Yeah, I've never been to one.
No, you should go. They're fun.
I believe it. I've been to a couple Comic
I
Cons.
actually, in all fairness, I like to go for the theater because usually the theater performances are pretty good. I saw Hamlet in 10 minutes. Best version of Hamlet I've ever seen.
Oh, nice.
Turns out Hamlet only deserves 10 minutes.
They did. It was two
I wouldn't
guys,
doubt
and one guy played the wall, and it was amazing. It was the best 10 minutes of Hamlet. I was like, wow, this is pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah, I remember when I was working security, I was part of a guild, like an Irish guild. So they gave me a real fucking kilt, and I had to like learn how to fold it and put it on, and like a good 10 days worth of training
That takes a minute to learn.
just so that fucking thing would not fall off in the middle of fucking walking around. And so I'm 15 years old, and I'm like, or 16. I think I was 15 or 16, but I was like, yeah, pretty big and all that. So they had me on security, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go with no underwear, man.
Oh my God. I mean,
So
okay,
I-
but to be fair, I seem to remember this being a thing every time you tore your jeans, Cameron. I seem to remember Commando being your favored mode.
How I never got fired for fucking having my dong hanging out, bro, in every meeting, I have no idea. I literally, I would go to fucking corporate meetings with a full-on rip right up the center where my ball sack hangs out. And my balls and my cock would be hanging out underneath the fucking table the whole meeting every time, and nobody would say fucking anything, dude.
I have a friend that does the exact same thing. Every time he works on a roof, he tears his pants, and it's just Commando.
Oh, dude. I mean,
On a roof, no less.
I don't know what it is about the way that Cameron wears his pants or the way that he walks or moves, but it was a common problem. Like,
So, it's funny enough, I am currently sitting in a pair of shorts that are only 2 weeks old that have the same common problem.
like it was all the time. He'd be in the middle of doing something and be like, I gotta go home. Like, I gotta go change my pants. You're like, God damn it, Cameron.
Dude, that's why for a long time I was making shit tons of money, and I would shop only at thrift stores because it was like, if I go and buy a bunch like a fucking Kenneth Cole or fucking really nice jeans like proper Levi's 527s, they're only gonna last 3 weeks, so I might as well just buy fucking homeless people shit,
Oh, look at Christian's little humble brag there. I like that. That sounds like a great trip. It's fair.
Oh, nice.
He's gonna be on lockdown for a while after that.
True.
For sure.
Pre-baby trip, that'll be fun.
Right? You got to
Yeah,
get
you
that
got a
stuff
little
in
one on the
now.
way. A little one, a little mini version of the two of them. That's
What
gonna be
else?
interesting.
What else is going on here? Our country's basically losing its collective mind.
So it would appear from the outside.
Yeah, I did have a. It's funny. We have an incredible divergence right now in the perception of where our country's headed. All of the rich people are like, "It's great, we're fine," and all the poor people are like, "It's a disaster. The world's coming to an end," and it's affecting like the way we do business. So I got an email today, like asking questions about numbers and stuff, and I was like, "Well, Tahoe generally is doing this, and we need to, we probably need to do these things." I haven't gotten a response from it yet, but. I don't know how well it's going to be received, but I cited numbers. I was like, here's what's going on in the world. Here's what it looks like. Here's what we probably need to do, in my opinion. I don't know. It's squirrely. There's a lot of people in Tahoe complaining, like more than usual, like back to COVID almost.
No,
There's definitely
But I
like
see it from over here.
an
It's funny 'cause
underlying aggro in town.
I think it's funny that there was like, I saw somebody posted the other day about, because I follow knuckle draggers of South Lake Tahoe and the other one as well, just to keep, in case I see something Jabo related.
I didn't know knuckle draggers was still a thing, but I would expect to
two of
see
them.
Jabo appear on knuckle draggers at some point.
Yeah, there's two of them now. There's like a bad one, like one where everybody's an asshole and they're all trolls, and then there's another one where everybody are also assholes and trolls, but they like to act like they're not. And I was on one and I saw there was this person that's like, my street is not your cut through. We Pioneer was never meant to be a cut through. And I was like, are you? So I wrote in there and I was like, it's pretty funny because the people used to say the same thing in 1989 and then in 99 and then in 2009 and then in 2019. And I'm sure they said it in 1929 and I'm sure they said it, and it's like, I was like, it literally, the city planner made Pioneer as a cut through.
That's literally a joke in the army that we do all the time. I did it so much. Oh man, I got bubble gum stuck to my pants.
That is, my life is worse for having read that comment.
Yeah. Now you know that it was an army thing.
Someone's going on the naughty list.
Oh god. Christian, don't do that in Polynesia.
No, yeah, that's a jailable offense.
Oh man, yeah. I've never been to Polynesia, but I guess I should go. It's close to me.
Another place where Cameron can almost be arrested.
For everything?
Yeah.
For
Well,
existing?
it's weird that I'm like so oddly legal in this country.
I
You know
know,
what I mean?
right? I feel like there are certain places in the world, Cameron, where if you got off the airport, there'd be someone waiting and they would go, nope.
Singapore.
Turn around, go back.
Oh, that happened in Abu Dhabi. Did I ever tell you guys about that?
No.
Oh, so this is when I owned the hostel in Santa Barbara and the hostel and event venue and bar up in Pai, right? And I had like 3 Airbnbs in Chiang Mai. So I had like an entire wardrobe and guitars and everything of shit in Thailand. And then I had another one in America. So I didn't have to travel with anything because I had to go back and forth like 6-7 times a year back then. And one of the times I had just done like a big thing where it was like for a movie fundraiser, and I had my hair all shaved up as a mohawk, and I was just traveling just by myself with just all I had was this fanny pack that I wore that had the money and like my money for travel and all of the receipts from the 6 months to bring back to give to the partners, to give to Holly and Scott. And I go into Abu Dhabi, and Abu Dhabi has a free visa on entry, and I was like, well, there's Ferrari World and shit, right? Like, it's the fastest fucking roller coaster on planet Earth. Like, what could go wrong? I'm fucking perfect for this kind of shenanigan. So I land, and I'm I'm on a plane full of Chinese people. They all go, I'm going through, everything's fine. They stamp my passport, and then seems like nothing's going on. And then as I'm going out the thing, this guy steps in front of me and was like, you, stop. I'm like, okay. Passport. Oh, okay. Give him my passport. And he opens my passport, and I shit you not, he opens my passport upside down. Like, he's looking at my passport upside down.
So the passport was all theater.
Yeah. And, well, the passport is literally upside down, and he's acting like he's reading it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, they already knew what they were going to do. The passport's just theater.
Yeah. And so, no, but this guy was actually legitimately trying to read the passport upside down.
Did you turn it around for him?
I tried. That was not a good idea.
Probably not.
So a second guy shows up, and they're like, come with me. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And they could barely speak English. So they bring me over around this little, like, wall thing, and they, like, take off my fanny pack. And I have everything organized in the fanny pack from, like, each receipt is completely organized from the first one all the way through the last one, right?
Not anymore.
So they just open this fucking fanny pack, and they just dump all of everything out on the fucking everything. So it's just money and my, like, ID and all that, all these paperwork, all these receipts, and there's like probably 60 fucking cigarette butts in there. So it's just like everywhere, right? And he goes through and he's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Those are receipts from my business." "What business do you do?" "I own a guest house." "Guest house? What is this guest house?" "A place where people sleep." Why you travel with nothing? I'm like, because I own a guest house in California and I own one in Thailand, so I go back and forth. Why you have so much money? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, it's like I think it was like $1,200 is what I had on myself, like $1,217, I think. And I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, that's not a lot of money for Abu Dhabi, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is Abu Dhabi, like it's kind of an expensive place. I was like, that's not very much money. Like, this is a lot of money, and then they do like this little, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden, this guy comes sauntering into screen like this in an all-white robe thing, and he's like as tall as I am, and he's flowing like fucking. He looks like he's something out of Lord of the Rings, and he walks up and he looks at me and he takes the money. And he looks at this and he's like, "This your money?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's my money, sir. Yeah." And he's like, "Okay, stay here." And he just walks off with all my money.
Use my money now.
The correct answer was, not anymore, it's not, sir.
And I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I'm standing there, and the guy's like, "Why you travel through Abu Dhabi?" And I'm like, "Because I want to go see Ferrari World." "No, why you travel, really?" And I'm like, "Because I'm American, my dad's a race car driver, and I want to go to Ferrari World. I want to see the F1 racetrack." I don't believe you. And I'm like, fuck, I mean, I don't know, man. What do you want me to say? And then the guy comes back, right? Flowing back into the situation, walks up to me and slaps me in the fucking chest with the money. And he just bellows laughing, and he goes, "This is not so much money." And then they all just start laughing, and then he just walks off and disappears. So I'm like, okay. And they give me back my passport. They shove everything back in my fanny pack, and I'm like, all right, cool. So then I go to walk off, and the guy, just, as I'm walking off, goes, "Stop." And I'm like, "What? What?" And he's like, "Come here." And I'm like, fuck. And I look, and he points to this filthy white door that has like just disgusting fingerprints all over it. And I was like, oh God, I always knew I was going to end up in one of these rooms. I didn't know it was going to be here, but I knew it was going to, it was going to happen. And so I go in there, same guy, same everything, pulls out the passport, looks at it, slams it down, pours out everything again, goes through everything, grabs the cigarette butt, because I smoked menthols, and he puts it in my face, and he was like, "Marijuana." And I was like, "No, I don't smoke marijuana." He said, "Green means marijuana."
Marlboro menthol lights.
And I said, "No, it means Marlboro menthol light." And he was like, and I was like, "Smell it." And he went and he smells it, and he goes, I was like, "See, no marijuana." And then he was like, "You sit." And I was like, or he's like, "You down." And I was like, "Okay." So I sat down, and he was like, "No, no, no, up." Okay, so I stand up, and "No, down." I said, "Down." Okay, so sit down. Up. And so I stand up, and I'm like, "What the, what do you want?" And he touches my dick, dude, and he's like, "Down." And I'm like, "What? You want to strip search me?" And he's like, "Down." And so I'm like, okay. So I don't think he was expecting me to be commando. So I drop him down, bro, and I put my hands on my hips like this, and I just smiled at him, and he's looking at my dick, and he's just transfixed by the bush. He's never seen anything as ginger and amazing and awesome as this, and he's just staring at my dick, bro. And I look and I smile at him, and I was like, "Not a lot to see. I'm Irish." And then I gave it a wiggle.
Oh no!
I literally gave it a wiggle and then slapped it on each thigh a little bit, like my balls. And then he just looked up, and he was like, he didn't know what the fuck to do, dude. He literally was like out of things to do at that point. He was like, and he put his hand on my shoulder, and he was like, "Sorry, my friend, just doing my job."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, can I go now?"
Do you think that's what he was apologizing for, Cameron?
Yeah, I know, dude. I think he realized he was fucking gay in that moment. He was like, "Why have I never sucked one of these? Durka, durka, durka. Aye, durka, durka."
Oh my God, I can't believe that's on the podcast.
So, dude, it's funnier. It gets even funnier from there, believe it or not. So I get out of the fucking thing. They let me go finally. I go, and my big dream is to go to Ferrari World, so I don't know where it is. I'm trying to get the cab driver to take me there. He keeps trying to take me to some dodgy-ass place. I go to this place called Stars and Bars that's owned by an American. Smashed through a couple of beers watching the F1 racing from over the top because they're like above the track, and they're like doing the qualifying. So I slammed through like 4 or 5 beers, you know me. And then I'm like, okay, where's Ferrari World? They tell me, I go to Ferrari World, get to Ferrari World, super excited, go inside. It's all indoors. It's very weird. It feels very cramped and odd. And so I go on the fastest roller coaster in the world. Absolutely. They give me glasses and shit, and they make it seem like I'm about to just embark on a journey to space or something. It's so exciting. And I get on this thing, and I'm bored as fuck for the entire ride because it is the lamest fucking ride I've ever been on in my entire life coming from America, dude. It doesn't compare to anything. And so I get off that, and then I go to another one, and it's like a plane one, and I'm all excited. It looks like it's loopy and fun, and it goes out in the desert. I wait all the way for the front line, go in, sit down, they put me in, and then they're about to send it off, and then they stop it. Guy comes over to me, and he's like, "You." And I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake." I've already been strip searched, you know, like I don't need more of this. And he's like, "You." And I'm like, "Yes." He's like, You drink alcohol?" I said, "Yes, I drank alcohol with lunch." He said, "Alcohol is illegal in Abu Dhabi." And I said, "I don't know how it's illegal in Abu Dhabi if I bought it at a bar right down the street." And he's like, "That was on Yas Island. It's legal there." And I'm like, "What? So it's legal there but not here?" He's like, "You need to come off the ride." So in front of all these people, they take me off. They put me in this little jail behind where they have a mini jail right behind where they send off the people, like when they hit the button and they go on the ride. And so I'm just standing in there in mini jail watching all these people looking at me, and they're just like, what did he do wrong? What did he do wrong? Management comes over and they're like, "Yeah, well, you're not allowed in the park. We're going to have to probably have you arrested because you were drunk and disorderly." And I was like, "Drunk and disorderly? Like, what was disorderly about me? I just sat down and then you guys told me I was drunk and then put me in here." And they're like, "See, don't talk to me like that." And I'm like, "Oh God, I know where this is going."
Yeah.
Nothing I say. It's like, it's like when somebody comes up and they're like, "You're mad at me." And you're like, "I'm not mad at you." And they're like, "No, you're mad at me. I can tell." And you're like, "Dude, I'm not mad at you." And they're like, "See, you're mad at me." It's like, what? So they take me and I'm like, "You know what? Just send me out of the park. Like I'm gonna go." And they wouldn't let me go. They wouldn't let me go. Finally they're like, "Actually, we want to give you a full refund and we want to give you VIP access to all," after I did a bunch of talking. And I was like, "Actually, can you just make sure you get me a cab and get me my money back?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Just to let you know, I'm never coming to this shitty fucking dirt hole again, and I'm gonna fucking completely ruin your reputation. I hate all of you." And then I left. And then realized that I couldn't get back into the airport
Because?
because my plane didn't depart for under 16 hours and they don't let you in.
Oh,
So they made me sit outside in the fucking sun in Abu Dhabi.
I'm
Until
amazed,
my
I'm
plane
amazed you're
departed.
still here,
as a
Cameron.
ginger, yeah.
Yeah, for real. Daywalker fucking. It's that Daywalker genes, man. But yeah, that was my fun time in Abu Dhabi. Yeah. I highly recommend everybody does
You
it.
should stop going places.
I don't know. Cambodia is pretty good to me.
He found his home. He's good.
About the only place.
Don't ever, like, if you ever need to leave there, you probably need a direct flight to wherever you're going, Cameron.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's hey, there's only I think 6 more years until I'm allowed back in Thailand.
Yes. I didn't think you'd ever be allowed back in Thailand.
I got 6 years left. Not
They're-
that I'm ever going to go back to that.
They're
fucking
like, there's
stinking
going to be a
shithole of a
stopover in
country.
Australia. And he's like, "Nope, not doing that one." What else you got?
They might like him there. I don't know.
Japan was pretty good to me. Japan was nice to me. Yeah, on my way out of prison. Yeah,
Japan's nice
was
to
cool.
everybody.
they were great. So when I came out of the immigration detention center and all that shit, they put me on Japan Air, and they were real. I speak Thai, so I was listening, and they were speaking to the person, and they're like, "Make sure you hold his passport all the way until he's in America, and he's not allowed to have anything to drink. He's not allowed to. Don't give him food. Blah 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 blah." And so they close the doors, and then they take off, and I'm like, fucking. Mind you, I've been eating ground up pork bones for lunch for a while now, and fish heads, not even in soup. Rotten fish heads and shit for quite a while. So I'm like really looking forward to the food, and I hear him say all that, and I'm like, oh well, this sucks. And then the Japanese guy comes up to me and he was like, "Here's your passport, sir. We're so sorry. What would you like to drink?"
We're really going to have to change the name of this podcast. It's going to have to be the Big Ash Podcast with Josephus's comedy stylings in the chat.
Oh God. I like the last one. The last one's great. Yeah, no, it's true. I brought him to the other side. I'm sure he's probably been stoned to death by now in Abu Dhabi somewhere.
I don't know.
I don't know how to answer that.
I missed that comment in the chat, apparently.
It's
Just
the
because
one
it's
that he
triggered.
turned him.
Because he's a vampire.
Oh man. So how is Tahoe now that it's like coming? This is like the last of the good stuff, right? Until the shoulder season.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be standard issue summer business until September.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Do
It's
Do you
a
guys
little
get better
quiet.
business in the winter or the summer?
Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, summer.
Yeah, it's more. The winter's gotten to the point where it's more family oriented, so there's not as many people coming in.
Wow, winter's become family oriented. Jesus, that's a fucking far cry from where I grew up.
Yeah.
Dude, all of Nevada. Vegas is down like almost 30%.
Ooh.
Some places are down less than others. Like the Wind's doing okay. They're down like 16%.
I thought that they learned their lesson about trying to be Disneyland.
No. Vegas did. Tahoe didn't.
Fuck. Yeah, I can't imagine being there. It'd be
But
fucking weird.
I'm pretty sure the problem is that we finally reached like the pricing everybody out point. Like we took advantage of people for a long time. I mean, for almost 2 decades now. We've just been climbing prices and climbing prices and climbing prices. Right? And some of that is just prices of stuff going up for the businesses. But a lot of that is just thinking that you can operate a bar on a 10% pour cost and people are okay with it, or operate a restaurant on a 31% food cost and people are going to be okay with it. And people, now that the economy's turned a little bit, are just feeling ripped off. Like I've said this for, I don't know, a couple months now. The first businesses to understand what's going on, eat some margin, and give people some value will win the next 18 months.
Yeah, I mean they'll be the one that everybody talks about. Everybody will go there.
Yeah. And I don't know, like the corporations that own these places aren't game for that because it just hurts them. And they don't see, like they see a fixed market in volume, which, I mean, I've spent most of my career turning businesses around through volume. So it's a little frustrating for me. But like you're just watching businesses struggle and not be able to make margin or budget because no one wants to spend what they're charging now. I mean, when the only businesses that are up in a market are the grocery stores, it tells you something. And you need to start acting differently. And no one's willing to do it.
It's actually kind of interesting. Because over here, one of the things I was telling my partner, the Monstralian, is like in order to make our bar actually work and crack, we're gonna have to be a volume business. And she was very much, well, I want quality and blah blah blah. And I'm like, we're gonna be quality. We can do both. But the thing is like there's gonna be things we're gonna have to do to be able to compete in this market because it's an interesting, like we're a little bit further. I mean, when I say a little bit further out compared to like what everybody has to do in America, they consider my business far out because it's 6 minutes from downtown. Like it'd be like 6 minutes from State Line. See what I mean? So I wouldn't even I'd probably be like ski run far away, you know? But one of the things that I've got to do is with my partner is like, this has worked every time for me is straight up free drink card. If they show up, they get a free drink, no questions asked. And then the people who pass out those cards, for every single one of those cards that we get in, they get 50 cents in bar credit at the end of the month on specific drinks. And that will make our business start to thrive and get more and more volume in. But obviously that's going to cut our profit margin from like, we're not going to be making 100% profit on everything, 100% markup on everything, but we'll still be floating around 66, which is pretty good,
Yeah, I mean, the standard markup, like good pour cost on a bar in this country right now is like 18%. So you're still well below that. Christian, real quick, I want to answer Christian's comment. If you want to come out for that golf tournament, I can buy a couple of foursomes and just have us put back to back. We can figure it out. It should be a good time. It's in September.
Dude, if you take
summer's
that
here.
out of context, Josephus, where are you in this? Foursomes back to back? I mean, come on.
It's
Josephus, you're letting me down.
I said golf tournament.
Jesse just doesn't always take the low hanging fruit.
Oh man. So golf up there is still cracking, I guess, huh?
Yeah, golf in this country is doing really well. Christian, it's mostly like the docks for the bars where people collect. Like you dock 20 or 30 boats. Everyone goes in and parties. And they kind of just rotate through the different restaurants that have docks where they can be taxied in. But there's no like collection area where people like tie up their boats together and throw a party. Like they don't really do that on Tahoe. It's not, the body of water isn't suitable for that. Like the wind picks up and the lake becomes an ocean. Like it becomes the Pacific.
Yeah, water.
Yeah,
gets
that's
angry.
an angry fucking lake.
Yeah, when the wind picks up, it can be
Oh, yeah.
gnarly.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few coves where people used to do that a lot, but now since they're all basically privately owned and policed, so you can't really get away with it anymore. Most of that land on the east shore was owned by the Wattel, foundation or whatever the fuck it's called, and then that all got broken up and sold off, from what I understand. So,
Josephus, everything is crazy costly in Tahoe. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
isn't it like $25 to park anywhere now?
Well, you mean like for cars?
Well, what else do people drive up there? Do they
No,
drive
so
motorbikes?
most of the, I mean, there's still plenty of like street parking up here. There's still plenty of free parking. The casinos all charge because they had to get the event center approved. The beaches are all like $10 to $15.
So is that why they had to start charging? Was to get the event center?
Yeah, they had to all agree to charge for parking for TRPA to approve the event center.
And that money goes to TRPA?
That money goes to the county.
Okay.
Well, the parking for the casinos goes to the casinos. It wasn't about the revenue. It was about limiting the number of car visits to State Line.
Oh.
That's
okay.
why TRPA cares. Sediment, roads, I don't know, lake quality, something.
And so what's the biggest event you guys have had there at the event center?
That's a good question. I mean, it's sold out a bunch of times for different concerts and comedy shows. It only holds.
Have you been in there? Is it good or?
Yeah, I mean, it's small. It's about 5,000 seats, but it's a cool spot. Like, they did a good job with it.
There's no bad seat in there really when it comes to like the hockey games or anything.
No,
that I
no,
went
no.
to. It was
For
pretty
hockey,
good.
it's solid.
So do you guys have like season tickets or whatever to the hockey?
No, expensive.
No.
How expensive are they?
I don't know. I didn't.
Couple of grand for the seats for the year. Yeah.
Well, it's not bad.
Yeah, but that's too much for my blood.
That's fair. I just don't want to watch that much hockey.
Fair.
I'm good.
Are they any
I'm good
good?
a couple games a season. They made the playoffs this year.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. What's the name of them again?
The Night Monsters.
Well, that's better than what they were originally talking about.
Yeah. Well, and they're part of the Golden Knights, like farm system.
Ah, okay. The Night Monsters.
Yeah.
Cool.
Spelled like a knight, like
Ah.
with a sword and chainmail.
With a K.
Yeah.
And then they have Tahoe Tessie and Armor as their mascot.
Oh, is it a cheesy ass Tahoe? Let me look this up now.
Uh-oh.
Super cheese, knowing Tahoe.
I mean, it's cool. The hockey's done well.
Yeah.
There's been no fights up there, like MMA or?
They did boxing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think they've gotten MMA up here yet.
Yeah, no, we had the ESPN Total Fight Night boxing
Oh, yeah.
top fight or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That was like last June, I think. It was an all day boxing event.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I mean, unfortunately, I think it's too small for the UFC's blood, man, up there. But they might
it
do
is.
just as a super exclusive, like for one of their
Well,
fight night cards.
They could do like a fight night up here. They couldn't do like a
Hey, if
pay-per-view
we're
card.
doing one on the Rose Garden, we can do one up here.
I just that would be. I would actually probably fly back to the States to go to that if there was a UFC event on it on there, because that's history for me, because that's obviously all my history. So
Fair.
but yeah, I mean it'd be good to see that happen. What other kind of shit do they? So they got concerts, comedy, and do they still have the midget wrestling from? Or was that not there? That's
That
in-
happened.
We do that.
Here.
We do that here
Where?
At Bally's.
But where? Like is
in the
that-
showroom.
The showroom. Same place they do the
It used
MMA.
to be in blue, but then it got too big for it.
So his midget wrestling thing's kicking ass. Right on.
It's probably his most successful event, if I'm being honest.
And we do the MMA wrestling. The Reno MMA guys, whatever. The WFC.
Yeah, the
or-
regional cards.
Yeah.
Well, we do. It's
It's WFC.
WFC.
Yeah. We do that.
Okay, so there's wrestling up there. So I'm surprised Holdren hasn't been up there then. That's.
I mean, he might have been. I just don't think he's coming in here.
Probably not.
I still want to get him on the podcast. That would be so great.
I want to get. So this is my plan, Cameron. Now that I've been found by the J-Bo,
Oh God.
we're gonna get you and her on a split screen in the Google chat, in the Google thing. And we're just going to sit here and watch as you guys have some family therapy on the podcast.
And me and Casey will antagonize the situation.
I mean, I'm in. That'll be our highest rated ever. That's for sure. And we'll immediately be banned afterward.
Right? Why were you banned? All the reasons.
Everything.
We just put Bowman.
It's just a Bowman situation. Just that there was too many Bowmans in one place.
Just Bowman's.
Turns out in the fucking terms of use for YouTube, there's a Bowman policy and we didn't know it.
There will be after that.
Oh, dude, I can't even imagine that her being like not too high to be able to figure out how to facilitate that happening. Like, it would be me sober talking to J-Bo on here in a fight. It would be just like, that's just not fair to her.
I mean, we didn't say it had to be fair.
I'm not looking for fair here, Cameron, if I'm being honest.
Entertainment factor. That's what we're looking for.
Oh man, I'd do it. I don't know. Holdren would be funnier though. I think people would love that. Just hearing his side of the story about the 40 Mexicans, dude.
I want to know
So
where they
good.
came from. I want to know how he got to that number.
I mean, I think he might have legitimately started with 4, and then he had to make it because I noticed this about him when we were friends for a long time. I mean, we're still friends, but the he would need to one up himself with his stories all the time. So if he said 4 Mexicans, then next time it's got to be 6, and then next time it's got to be 8, and then the story has to get bigger and bigger. He can't. It's just not possible to tell the story less big. Which is a
So-
good quality in like a hype man.
We've talked about Drunk Jesse on the podcast before.
Mm-hmm.
The real life Mr. Magoo. Don't know how he gets through situations, but he comes out clean on the other side. Chad is the opposite of that. He gets himself into the same number of situations, and every single one of them goes bad. I think they're reading a comment.
Well,
Yeah, I was watching Joseph. It says
No.
he wants to pit 2 tobacco rollers against each other. They have to come up with different blends to impress the judges.
That'll work probably.
I mean, we could do it.
yeah.
I mean, we could. Yeah. We'd
We
have
know
to
some
find
people.
Yeah.
So when are you going to run for city council, Lane?
Never. I don't live in a city.
Come on.
Lane knows better.
Sheriff.
It would have to be county supervisor because I don't live in a city.
Sheriff.
Run for mayor.
You can run for
There's
mayor.
no
Go down
mayor.
to the-
I thought there
Yeah,
was a
it's like
Tahoe mayor.
There's no
City
No, it
council.
cycles.
I get
doesn't it?
voted.
It's
County
like one
alderman.
Alderman. Alderman Lane.
You got to start that political career at some point, man. I need to get the moolah. It's
Dude,
about time
I
to
am
get it.
unelectable.
He's willing to be the VP for Casey. That's about it.
I've never agreed to that.
Listen, you
have.
don't get to agree to that.
You've
You're
agreed
voluntold.
Many, many times.
I don't want that in my life.
Many, many times.
It'd
You've
be
agreed to
awful.
that. It'd be hilarious.
Oh my God.
Casey's be like, I'm stepping down. This is now your president.
Listen, I have the unique ability of pissing off everybody in every party everywhere.
I know you did it
Isn't
on the
that
weekend.
what the whole point is right now in American politics? You're the perfect person to come after Trumpism. It's perfect.
Oh my God.
You just play both sides against each other, get them working together
It goes
against
wrong
you.
every time because there'll be someone in here, right? And I'll be bad mouthing the other side, unknowingly their other side, right? I'll be bad mouthing Harris or the Democrats or whatever. And then they'll start talking up Trump. I'll be like, all right, listen, hold on. We're going to have to talk about this. And then I end up pissing them off. They're like, well, I just figured you were, a Trump guy because of how you were talking about Harris. I'm like, and a Harris person would think that I was a Harris person if they heard me talking about Trump. Turns out I don't like either of them. Yeah.
Turns out I don't like anybody. I hate everyone equally.
That's
You
not
know,
true.
that's-
I try to like everybody really hard. It just never goes that direction.
I
Which
think your
lands everybody in the same spot.
I think your expectations of people are a little too high, which is why it makes it hard.
No, that's probably fair. But what are you going to do?
That's how he ends up hanging out with a bunch of idiots like us.
I know. That's why you two have been friends for so long.
I'm cursed
Seriously though,
to be an
go,
optimist.
dude. Seriously, what would it take for you to just do it as a joke to run for president?
The Brewster's Million situation.
It wouldn't last. It wouldn't last. No one would vote for me. I would manage to piss off everybody.
He'd get like a weekend, piss off everybody, and he'd be off the ballot.
Could we get you at least to a debate to one?
I have no problem being. I would be in whatever debate you want to put me in.
Just debate everybody.
This is my other problem. I am a huge fan of confrontation.
It'll be everybody against Lane.
What seat could you run for? Like,
No.
couldn't you run for a seat in Nevada, like Congress or something? Can't you run for something where we can put you in a debate so we can have it on the podcast?
There are no debates for state senate.
Oh, I don't
Governor?
know. Why the fuck would I know these things?
Governor?
Governor.
Chief of the janitorial division.
You could run for governor. That'd be good.
Oh my God, it would go so
I
bad.
can,
We're
I can
okay.
probably get you one endorsement.
You
The
got 3
ups-
votes
The
right here.
upside of running for governor in Nevada is that I can speak to gaming.
See?
You should go for it then.
There we go.
You can fix the whole situation.
You heard
maybe.
it. You heard it here. His first official announcement as governor.
Hagen for governor, man. See, I knew it. I could get it out of him eventually. Hagen for governor, Nevada.
You just got
When do they
Hagened.
run? When does the race begin?
As soon as he signs up for it.
Can't we just sign him
Yeah,
up and call it good?
Yeah, we probably could.
I think I actually can. I can sign Lane up without his permission. I think.
Yeah, let's do it.
Call your dad. You're like, listen, Ron, I'm gonna need some help.
Yep. I'm looking this shit up right now.
Oh no.
Lane would be the first named president, like my kindergarten teacher, Miss Lisa.
Mr. Lane.
Mr. Lane.
President Mr. Lane.
Somebody'd be like, Mr. Hagen. You'd be like, no. That's my father. I'm Mr. Lane.
Yeah.
So we got till November. So November 3rd is when the election will be held.
Done.
2026.
Look at that. We got a whole
can-
year.
We're ahead of the game, bro.
You're signed up now.
You don't even need
Hagen
prep
for
time for
Hagen for
arguments,
governor.
debating.
I do not.
Exactly. You got all the prep already. You just go. We just send you after them.
But I have to learn a little bit about mining.
No, you wouldn't.
I think I would.
Nah, mine is easy.
So yeah, it says the guy who literally went to law school because why not?
Yeah, exactly. Mining's easy.
Dude, that's a really strange conversation. They're like, so when in law school did you decide you wanted to be an attorney? Like, oh, I knew well before law school I didn't want to be an attorney.
I just wanted the connections.
He just turned 35, so he's good. We're good on there.
Yes, Josephus, I am comfortably over the age of 35.
Me and Casey got 2 years.
Yep,
Then Casey can run.
that's right.
It would be such a fantastic train wreck. It would be a disaster.
But it'd be fun.
And we could live stream it all.
Yeah, we can just do.
We can make it happen.
I would probably be the first person running for president in history where they try and get me like, well, we've got this information that says, I go, yep, that's accurate. sounds like me.
No
Did
lies.
you once say
All right.
yes?
Yes.
Why would I
So
deny that?
we are going to need to meet the deadline of March 2nd, between March 2nd and 13th, to submit the paperwork.
Oh,
for
did our
Mr.
camera
Hagen.
die?
Yep.
Yeah. I knew this is the bad battery.
Yeah, but it made it about
Bad battery.
230, 240
Yeah, we got to ditch this battery and go buy some more.
Yeah.
at some point.
Paralegals do generally have more pertinent information in the situation than attorneys.
Really? Why? Because they're doing all the
They're the ones
research?
that present
They're
it to
doing
the
all the
attorney.
research. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do all the work.
So what you're saying is we need to find a paralegal for Governor Lane.
Don't need one.
May 2nd,
AI
2nd through
paralegal.
13th.
I mean, he's already
Yeah,
done all
yeah.
his.
So you're just gonna run your whole campaign
Oh,
based
yeah.
on AI?
Yeah, no, I would what was the Jack Ryan movie? When he's like, he goes, no, don't deny knowing him. Say, we weren't just friends, we were the best of friends. That's what I would do with Bowman. Do you know one Cameron Bowman? Yes, I do, quite well.
Yep.
What would you like to know? Let me tell you
I'll
a
be
story.
your David Axelrod. Yeah, exactly. I'm an open book. I don't give a shit.
Well, do you expect him to be part of your cabinet? Are you going to be the one that keeps him out?
Yeah, I mean, we we
the
could.
director of janitorial affairs.
Oh man, no, I'm literally gonna get the paperwork together with Lane. Hagen for governor.
Oh my God.
2026.
We can
Hey,
make this
listen,
happen.
I know at least one connected person that would stand behind me.
Yeah, you got one person that would stand behind you that's connected, and then you already got 2 voters over here. We'll vote
Yeah.
for you.
There you
Listen,
go.
I got fucking C2 and I got Distolfo.
Hey, look, you could be attorney general.
I'm not an attorney.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
No, not
I
important.
believe it does.
Not important. Not for that role.
You could just take the bar and pass it anyway. It's not, you'd just be like, oh, what day is it? Hold on. Oh, I gotta be there in 4 hours. Okay, I'll go past the bar
Just
real quick.
end up being fucking, what was Charlie Wilson? Charlie Wilson's war? The Afghanistan guy?
Yeah, Charlie Wilson's where.
Yeah. I just ended up being Charlie Wilson. I'd have so many favors that people owed me that they would name me to the Supreme Court, not being an attorney.
Oh, this was fun. Governor Hagen. And unfortunately, the camera went flat. Otherwise, we'd be already showing. Dun, dun, dun.
Right? It'd already be edited in. There'd be music and everything.
Doo, doo.
Living in America.
You have to have a running mate, wouldn't you?
What's that?
Don't you have to have a sub-governor or whatever they're called? Your bitch? The
Yeah.
Yes, Casey, he's got this.
I'll be was it? Yeah, vice governor.
No, you should have you should have Holdren be your vice governor, bro. He'd be perfect.
No, he'd be the head of the
Press secretary.
Oh God.
It's too much responsibility.
Well, if he can run Sharky's restaurant, bro, he can run a fucking.
I would literally, dude, I'd have such a hard time with that. I'd be like, all right, today, you're doing the press conference as Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, he would love it.
Like 3 days later, nope. Today it's Ric Flair.
Oh yeah, we just change it every 3 days. Today you're Undertaker.
Like,
Yeah.
it'd be 6 weeks in before someone in the press would go, is it just me, or does the press secretary seem to be doing impersonations of wrestlers?
I mean, the best part of that is like when he comes out to do the Hulk Holdren thing. What you gonna do, brother, when Hagen runs wild on you?
Get him doing some of the Booker T.
With these,
I'm sorry.
with these 24-inch pythons.
I'm sorry. Candidate Hagen, we need to know, do you actually endorse this person as your press secretary? Yep, all in. All in.
You guys are all staring at him. It's working.
Well, we're having a conversation about it, so it must be
Do you-
working.
hold on. Do you actually know what I did last week? No, we don't. Perfect.
It doesn't matter what you did last week.
Can you smell what the lane is cooking?
Oh, it'd be terrible.
I mean, it could go on forever, bro. Like, I mean, that'd be so great. That would be Holdren's lifetime career after that. People would just be like, we got to get him to be our press secretary.
All of a sudden, he's a spokesperson for like 23 different products.
God, dude.
You real Lane Hagen? In Russia, we have many names for you.
Same name, many people.
Beelzebub. His name is Beelzebub Mephistopheles.
Were you once called Lanezifer? No, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a different guy.
Are you really the blue-eyed devil?
Different guy. There's no relation.
Well, but we have all
That's
this
a shame.
research.
Go ahead.
Then I just pull out. No, I just pull like fucking Donald Trump. Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
What, bitch? Did anybody say anything about oil? I didn't say nothing about oil. You cooking?
All right. Are we gonna, since we don't have a camera, it's just Kevin and Cameron on the podcast now.
Yep.
Sadness.
It's the Kevin and Cameron show.
Sadness
Kevin
on both
and Cameron
sides.
Show.
Depressing. Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
Yeah.
All right, Lane. What would you pay for the middle whiskey?
$60.
70.
I'm right around 62. Like with that cigar, it didn't work out too much.
62? Are you pricing right in it?
Sure.
Right. What a dick.
What Price is Right would be under, so it'd be like 59.
Decent proof, good viscosity. Can't really taste anything next to the weeders. Like the flavors that jump from the weeders when you're smoking a cigar are just so pronounced, like it hangs on the palate for the middle one.
You basically give it quite a bit of time before you try the middle one after having the weeders. Do you got to guess what it is? It's 110 proof, I can tell you that.
Oh shit, is it a Russell's?
It is Russell's Reserve. Man, I gave it away with just the proof. I can't believe it.
Russell's Reserve.
You tell me I have a problem.
You do have a problem.
What's his?
Many problems.
It's good whiskey.
It is. It's just like those. For some reason, these two, the 1 and 2, don't work well with that Habano, but that last one's pretty damn good.
Yeah, for a weeder, the Larceny Brow Proof is holding up pretty well.
It's like towards the end, like after you give it like a minute or two, you could start tasting that sour note in there. But other than that, it's a good whiskey with cigars.
I think we're gonna have to skip the cigars tonight.
Yeah, we can do it
We'll
next
do it
week.
next week.
That's fine.
We need to replace this camera.
Oh, or just get better battery.
I mean, I want to get a GH5.
Yeah, GH, yeah.
Cameron, you got anything you want to close with?
It doesn't matter, jabroni.
Yeah, for sure. Odds against us be damned. Hagen for governor 2026.
It's happening.
Yeah, that's. I'm in, dude. I'm gonna figure out filing that fucking paperwork.
Well, don't
whether
give
it
me a
works or
look.
not.
Do it.
All right, hear me out though.
He's voluntold on it.
I'd be good for Nevada.
You would be.
Oh, you already have a
I'd
slogan?
be terrible for most other states.
You already have a slogan ready?
I'd be good for Nevada.
What's your slogan?
I don't have to come up with something.
Lane
good.
Hagen for Nevada. He'd be good for you.
He'd be good for you, bad for everybody else.
Good for you. He is the law.
Yeah, we'll come up with something. That's Josephus and Christian and whoever else is in there. If there's 7 people watching, so there's other humans. Come up with a good tagline for Governor Hagen for the state of Nevada for 2026.
Oh, you gonna
That's for
get
the
them
next
cooking
podcast.
here in a second.
Let him cook.
Maybe this summer coming to Nevada. Election
No, it's not to me.
2026.
It'd be coming in Nevada.
Oh God.
Oh God.
No.
To a brothel near you.
No, that'll be all of his cabinet, bro, not him. and I'll be the ironically sober Bowman that's going to be with him.
He's gonna be coming out. Yeah, I'm here to help out. I can't have too much fun. Not allowed to drink too much anymore.
Says, stay in your lane.
Oh, this is getting bad.
For governor, stay in your lane, bro.
That'll be the outro part.
Oh my God, that is so good, dude.
One man
I like to do
for
the
the roads of
perfect voice
Nevada.
for it too. Yeah,
Staying
Casey
in
and I
your
can figure
lane.
out the voice.
How is it that Casey's doing the best Mr. Movie Phone on the podcast?
He got a lot of practice.
I've practiced
pretty
many
good at it.
movies. Coming this summer. One man, one sound, one vote.
Oh,
You
God,
better
we're gonna have
stay
so much
in
fun
your
with this.
lane.
Stay in your lane. 2, Payback Road.
Oh, we'll have to definitely. There will be a re-election. We know that.
You voted for him the first time. Now
Dude, you're gonna
your
have to
vote
cut this and
doesn't
put this shit
matter.
on TikTok, Lane. Lane, you better get this on TikTok. They're about to. All these people on TikTok are about to meet the new governor of the state of Nevada, and they'll be able to write directly to all of us and keep in contact with what's going on.
The only man who could fight the governor at the same time. His name is Lane.
Well, I'm a citizen of Slowjamistan, so I can get you a meeting with the Sultan of Slowjamistan, as he'll endorse you.
Christian says trading
My
lanes.
the only downfall, but they're mostly California voters, is that I'm not in with the Burning Man crowd.
No, that's why you have Cam.
You are,
This
though. You have
year,
me.
he's with Cameron
You-
at Burning Man. The
Yeah, no,
only
you got
man
me for that.
burning your ballots is Lane.
God, this is gonna be so much fun, dude. Now we literally, this is gonna be fucking hilarious.
Has this just become a permanent bit on the podcast?
A permanent bit, but it's actually happening.
It's actually happening. Oh my God, this is gonna be so much fun. Your dad will be so proud.
Oh my God. I will have Casey running the mobile cigar wagon. Like, get out the vote and smoke a cigar.
Absolutely, it's Nevada, baby. Bring gambling back. Bring back the big boys. Get rid of this family shit.
You can play bones
This is
outside
Nevada.
of it, just tossing dice.
Vegas put the odds against him, but he still won.
You thought you
God.
wanted a Democrat. You thought you wanted a Republican. But little did you know, you wanted Lane.
Killing me. This is awful. Oh my God.
Oh my God, dude.
All right. We're done.
All right, guys.
Got-
If you made it this far in the podcast, do the YouTube stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one.
And don't forget to stay in your lane.
Thanks for watching, guys.